everybody. Welcome back to Below Deck Experts, a podcast that recaps current Below Deck seasons with two Midwest millennial siblings, typically. But today we are joined by Brad, my husband, for another week during Lane's hiatus. But it's his last week. Lane will be back next week. We still haven't worked out the details, but you guys will see Lane's face next week. If anything, just to say hi. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So no matter what, you'll see Lane next week. And no matter what, you'll get me. So sorry. It'll either be all three of us or me and Lane, or, we'll just have to, it'll be a surprise. But anyways, Lane will be here in some capacity next week. Below Deck Med, Season 9, Episode 15, Fourth Stew's a Charm. She is. I like her.
I do too.
Too bad she wasn't here the whole season.
Yeah.
Come on, Bravo. That's what we want. We want someone like that.
My question of the day.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you think we'll see Carrie again in another season?
I hope so.
Yeah. I thought about this too, and I was like, I wonder if she'll go back to the Bahamas, or if given the chance, I bet she would stay.
Well, I would almost see her as a chief stew. She's been a chief stew of a smaller boat. But I think she's capable of it.
Potentially.
Well, I guess from what
I don't think we've seen enough yet. I like how she's kind of like, I don't need drama. I'm just here.
Right.
I want to get paid. I want to do my job.
Yes, but also entertaining. And that's what we were saying either last week or the week before, where it was like, we don't need just drama. Like, people that do their job can also be like really good characters on Below Deck. But like these last few seasons, we've just been getting like...
No, there haven't been... Again, like I said last show, there hasn't been the Bens and the Hannahs and the Joaos and the...
I know. And Joao was very polarizing, but I liked him because he was good at his job, and I respect somebody who's good at their job. Was he the greatest person always? No. But like, that's the drama you want for Below Deck. But we just keep getting these, oh my God. And it just keeps getting worse with Ellie. It like truly just, the second you say, it can't get any worse.
It gets worse.
It gets worse.
Yeah, I have down here, and I'm like, she's the worst kind of coworker.
The worst kind of person.
She's like, I would rather have somebody that just calls off.
Seriously, I'd rather have Bree 1,000 times because Bree's shit at her job, but she at least doesn't walk around like she's too good for everything.
I don't know if the color beads would be fucking working out.
We could have cracked the code right before the last charter. So we just kind of jumped into the question of the day, but usually I kind of preface with, if this is your first time here, we start with the question of the day for each other, and then we get into the episode where we focus on 2 to 4 main points throughout. I actually have 4 today.
Wow,
yeah,
overachiever.
I know, it just depends on the episode, really. But today I have Joe and Gael at odds.
Yep.
Stupid.
Well, yeah.
We'll get into it. Ellie being awful still towards everyone, honestly, besides Bree. And we've done a complete 180.
Yeah, I know. It's been like, talk about the exact opposite of how they started off.
She used to hate Bree with a passion, and then now she hates everybody besides Bree. Chef doing well once again on his roller coaster. I mean, God, even Aisha even says it.
Yeah.
And then Gail and Nathan's ups and downs, which is kind of how we end.
It's been a roller coaster.
Yeah, which does not, it's just made up stuff to me. Like, it's made up problems.
It's always drunk night out bullshit.
Yeah, which is always made up to a certain extent. Or it's like really inflated to what it doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
So my question for you, actually going back to the first topic, is what are your thoughts on the Joe and Gail squabble? And do you think he is being a dick?
I don't think that he's intentionally being a dick. What I think is they were drunk. Joe made a split second, like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do this. And he didn't think about like, oh shit, like I have plans. Like it was as simple as that.
Oh, are you talking about the end of the episode?
Yeah.
Oh, where he like booked the flight.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
you're
like
talking
the beginning
about,
of the episode.
Yeah, like when they're out on the
we're
the
basically
lily pad thingy.
Yes, what I'm gathering is like what Gail is saying is that like Joe's been kind of shitty towards her since her and Nathan have started quote unquote dating. we don't see everything, but from what I've seen, it's kind of like normal coworker razzing.
I think what it is, yeah, and that's what it is. And I don't think their personalities click for one.
Well, it's like they had for a little bit, and then I think when you throw Nathan in there, because he's like friends with Joe and then now dating Gail, it's almost like they've made a problem out of something that isn't really a problem.
Yeah, and I don't see why it is, other than the fact that they are kind of competing for Nathan's time, but that's dumb.
It doesn't make sense to me because you're all in the same boat. Now, if you were like, I guess, outside of this situation where you were like, oh, you're hanging out with your girl instead of hanging out with me, that makes a little bit more sense, but you're literally all stuck on the same yacht.
Yeah.
You are in such close quarters that you're hanging out with each other all of the time.
Well, and not only that, I guess they're all deck team too.
Right. They're always together.
Yeah, always, every minute of every day.
So, I again, it could be that we're not seeing something, but personally, I don't think he's being a dick.
Yeah, I think I don't know if she's just taking things, she's perceiving things to be much worse than they are. Like, I think it's just him kind of like, I think that's kind of how Joe is.
Yeah.
Where he's just kind of like, he's just kind of, the little elbow jab, like, haha, and then she takes it personal.
Yes.
It wasn't meant to be that way.
Right. Yes.
I mean, you guys all know we're not exactly Team Joe, but
no.
I think she's kind of blowing this out of proportion.
I do too. The one thing is he called her a princess, which again, we don't know how many times he called her a princess.
True.
If it was just the one time, girl, get over it. I mean, it's one time. If he was continually calling her that, then yes, she can say to him, hey, stop calling me that. Like, I don't appreciate that. And I think she did say that, and he responded to it and was like, yeah, I won't do that. And then she still kind of makes it a bigger thing than what it is. I think we've brought Nathan into this for no reason.
Exactly. I don't know if they were looking for him to be the mediator in it. Yeah. And he's kind of like, not having it.
Right. And then he's like, I've never had it where my friend doesn't like my girlfriend. I'm like, that's not the case.
He's not saying he doesn't like her. Like, they can have conversations and stuff. It's just, I don't know.
It just, again, it seems
it's almost the ego problem, really.
Yeah, a little bit. So we start off the episode with Aisha actually sitting down to eat.
Yeah, that was surprising.
Surprising. Well, because we have Carrie, she finally can sit down.
Yeah, that's got to be nice.
Carrie's an actual stew instead of Brie and Ellie. Mm-hmm. I said, Carrie's like, okay, Ellie, whatever you want. I'm not trying to take your job, you weirdo.
Yeah. And I'm like, you go, girl. Like, fuck that bitch.
Like, I just feel like we keep saying the same thing over and over. Like, Ellie's so, just narrow-minded, like blinders, like everybody's out to get me.
I figured her out. It's so simple.
Oh no.
It really is. The root of her and her personality is so simple. When the spotlight's not on her, she's angry. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it is.
That's
when
true.
Joe's not paying attention to her,
angry.
She's mad. Mm-hmm. When Aisha is having fun and enjoys having Carrie around, she's angry.
Yep. It's a personal attack
on
her.
So what does she do when the spotlight's not on her? She lashes out.
Yep. And it's always someone else's fault.
It's not her. There's no accountability anywhere. It's always like, oh, and we'll get into it later because she says a bunch of shit towards the end. And I'm like, you know what?
I know.
You can get screwed.
Yeah, I know. The one thing that and it kind of goes to your point, it's funny because Carrie has been nothing but nice to her. Mm-hmm. So she has literally because if you give her an inch, she's going to take a mile. Yeah. So if Carrie had even said one little smart comment to her, she would have latched onto that and been like, she's out to get me. Yep. But Carrie's been very, very good about not even giving her that inch.
Well, so instead she has to lash out towards Aisha.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Now she does have to lash out at somebody. So she's going to lash out at Aisha being like, well, Aisha likes her more than me. And she's making me feel like the odd one out when Aisha's literally just doing her job and she's just happy to have somebody there that's helping out.
Yeah. Well, previews looks like that's going to come to a head.
I know. Thank God. Because she's so not good at confrontation
Well,
either.
I know where Aisha's at. She's just like, one more fucking charter.
I know.
And she'll be gone.
But part of me is just like, get rid of her. Do the last charter without her. You might be happier.
See, but they've done that for so long. She just wants to be like,
I know.
This is the last charter. I can put up with her bullshit for it's like 3 more days.
Well,
it's a charter. Like,
that's where I'm different because I would be like, let's get her off. I can do a 3-day charter without her. I can survive, and then I get a bigger tip. I get rewarded.
yeah. Well, and you got to remember though too, from a supervisor standpoint, like, okay, maybe if I have this conversation, maybe she'll turn it around. We'll see what happens. You know,
No, it's not going to happen. But whatever. That's my opinion. The guests this season have kind of sucked.
yeah.
I mean, again, I know you haven't been here the whole season, but there has been no guests where I'm like, I want to have them back. And I'm like, and I've said this a million times, Lane and I always say it, I would be so much more entertaining. Mm-hmm. I would give you a show. These guests seem like they're trying too hard to me.
Yeah. And it is, they just haven't, there hasn't been that genuine, interesting guest.
No.
It's either been
Shitty guests
or like this set of guests, like just
boring.
Yeah, but they're also like unproblematic.
They're unproblematic, but also like boring. I could do so much better.
Well, we don't know that they're boring.
Me audition.
We only see what they allow us to see, though.
I know, but like the show itself, Below Deck would put the most entertaining pieces of the guests in the show.
Yeah.
Yes. So what they're going with is not entertaining. And like, I guess I'm stuck on this because of like they made some sort of like kinky, funny comment at dinner, or they gave the guest
it was like
present.
a Kama Sutra calendar or something almost.
And I'm like, you're trying too hard.
Yeah.
I don't think you actually have that conversation or that type of relationship with that person. I think you're doing it for the show.
Yeah,
it felt very forced to me.
Yeah. I mean,
it's something small that I'm picking on, but I'm just saying that, like, I don't know. I just feel like they could do better. But I wish I knew the details behind like how you get on Below Deck and how much money you actually have to have. Because we've heard from people in the comments that like the guests only have to pay the tip. Mm-hmm. I could do that.
Hell yeah.
Like I could throw together 20 grand with me and however many people.
Yeah. There's normally what, 6
to 8, I think. I could do that. So in that case, I'm like, okay, like, I don't know. I won't say anything more about it, but I just wish we had more entertaining guests because we have had them in the past.
Yes, we have, but it's been
a while.
It has been a while.
We didn't have any of Sandy's friends this season, did we?
No, but next episode.
Is it a friend?
No. Well, I mean,
we don't know.
Friend.
Oh, but she's not going to be on charter.
No, but it's going to be part of the show.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Then we're at dinner. Did I miss anything prior to dinner?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They had the birthday party.
Was that before dinner?
Yes, because I take my notes.
No, I think it was dinner and then the party because the silent disco was the birthday party, right? Or no?
No, that was, wait.
I think you're getting mixed up.
Are you talking about the guest dinner?
Yeah. The Greek dinner.
Yeah,
That's the birthday party.
They were like one right after the other.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, so they had a birthday party and then dinner and then the silent disco?
I think so. Well, they had dinner and then they had set everything up for the birthday party.
Yeah.
I think on the rear deck.
Oh yeah, and then we didn't really see it.
Not really.
Well,
we saw the silent disco. I got more on that.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
Okay. First, yeah, we're almost there. I just wanted to give the food. So we had 2 things they showed us. They did not show us dessert, which makes me so mad because there had to have been a dessert because it's a birthday party.
Yeah, and well, again, we haven't seen really a dessert.
That wasn't the cookie ice cream debacle.
Yeah, I know. I'd still fuck that up.
I would. I'd fuck that up so much. But yeah, that's like the only dessert we've seen. Anyway, they had tomatoes stuffed with seasoned rice and whipped feta.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
It reminds me of, like, what's that thing? We haven't made this in a hot minute. What? It's like that pasta with the feta cheese and the sun-dried tomatoes.
That was the TikTok thing.
Yeah.
You guys remember that viral TikTok where you put the feta cheese and then the chicken and the tomatoes? Oh, I forgot about that.
We haven't made that in a minute.
See, that's why we always say this. We've been married for so long. We've done so many things. We are like always like, oh, we need to write down the meals we make. We never have. So we literally just get stuck in these ruts where we make like the same 3 things.
Yep.
But you're right.
We need to make that.
We do need
also
to make that.
Chicken Alfredo pizza.
And buffalo chicken pizza.
Yeah.
I know.
Make
I
them
like
at the same time.
Yeah, I like that one better than you do. And then they had lamb with a pistachio crust.
Yeah, and that shit looked good.
Oh, that's like the perfect Greek dinner for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't like olives. Olives are a big thing in Greek. I don't like onion. I wish I liked those things.
Yeah. It's kind of like me with
Just
asparagus.
try. Maybe I should just try. Well, I usually do if it's like a really fancy and it cooked right. There's no way I could cook it myself and then eat
like
it.
those carrots at Gordon Ramsay.
Exactly. I don't like carrots either, but I'll eat them if they're made by a really good chef. And that's all they really give us. The guests loved it. He killed dinner.
They had no complaints. And he's really focusing. He's like, I have to.
Well, yeah, he almost killed a lady. Yeah. You got to focus after you almost kill somebody.
Well, and he does have, and it was never even talked about, it was never addressed, but I remember when they were doing preference sheets, there was a shellfish allergy on board.
Yeah.
And he didn't serve any, well, they served lobster coming up.
You're right. But it was buffet style. So
yeah,
she must have not had like a severe
maybe they're
allergy.
like, don't eat that.
Right. Because some people can't even be around it.
That's weird, man.
Isn't that crazy? Could you, that would suck. Like if you were a kid with a peanut allergy.
Mm-hmm. If I had a peanut allergy, kill me.
I know.
If I couldn't eat like a Reese's peanut butter cup or have peanut butter.
What did I say to myself today that I was like, if I ever do that, just take me out.
Yeah.
There was something it happened at like the gym. I forget what it was, but that would be one thing too.
Yeah, just old yeller me. Take me out back.
Take me out. So then we get to the silent disco. What do you think?
I think that it would be fun.
Do you?
I mean, I can't dance for shit, but
You don't dance anyways.
well, I mean,
Would you at a silent disco?
I had this thought. What if everybody wasn't listening to the same thing?
You don't have to be.
That would be.
They were here because I think they had a
DJ.
DJ, but I think there are silent discos where you literally play your own music and you wear headphones and you get to just listen to what you want to.
That would be hilarious to be a spectator because
would
you would
be.
have like, think about it,
Rock.
especially in a large group. Like
Yeah.
you'd have like, okay, that guy's listening to like Slipknot or Lamb of God. This one's listening to Taylor. This one's like raging to some
EDM.
techno. Yeah. And then you got the girl in the corner crying because she's listening to a sad song and she's drunk.
Like in a K-hole.
Yeah.
My thought was I would do it because you know me, I love to dance and do whatever. But the thing I like about concerts and shows and whatnot is that you can like feel the music and you're with people and like you can, I don't know. I think it takes away an element of being able to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Even though you're like screaming sometimes over. I guess what I'm saying is I probably would prefer than not silent, but I would still do it.
Well, there is nothing like being with live music where
Yes.
the speakers are pushing air.
Yeah.
Like especially like a metal concert because like that like you can feel the bass drum in your chest and you're like, hell
and
yeah.
like the beat drops and stuff. Like, yeah. So I think I'd prefer it to be a normal. I would actually ask for that, the DJs to come and we'd have like a dance party that wasn't silent, but maybe you can't. Maybe
it's actually an ingenious solution for not like getting noise complaints.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, especially on the water because that shit will travel forever.
That's true. Maybe they're not allowed to do anything but the silent one.
Yeah, maybe they're not far enough offshore where they can do that, so they have the silent discos.
Yeah, that's true. Taking a hard right turn, Ellie is absolutely insufferable. That was my next note.
Yeah, she is.
Because she said she's carrying the team.
I know, and I was like, no, you're fucking not.
Carried the team all season. What?
Aish is carrying that team.
Are you serious? Like, are you actually delusional?
Yeah, she is. She is fucking delusional.
Carrying the team?
Yeah, because I have here...
Because you do the tables?
I know. I have right here. Guests are slamming drinks. Ellie swaps with Carrie. Her ego is insane. She's been carrying the stews. Bullshit.
Oh my God. Only because Bree sucks at laundry. Because here's the thing. I wonder how I think I asked this before and maybe it was with Lane. I wonder what the dynamic would be or how different the season would have been if Bree was actually good at her job.
Yeah, I know. I think it would have been very different. I think that Ellie would have been third stew.
Oh God. Could you imagine that? Ugh.
Well, the problem is that it started off, and I didn't get to see this because for those of you that don't know, I came in, 4 episodes ago?
Yeah,
4
it's
or
been
5
about
episodes?
a month.
I didn't get to see the beginning dynamic of who ended up in what place, like if it was merely off of CV or how Ellie ended up there.
Yeah.
Because if I was Aisha at this point, I would have been like, you know what? I have 2/3. That's it.
Well, yeah. So the beginning, I'll kind of explain that. Bree came in with zero basically experience, and Ellie had some. So of course she just did second and third, because you can't really say juniors. You can only do that if they're on the same level. So they either both have not a lot of experience or both have experience.
Yeah.
So Ellie kind of got that because Bree is so new. But I almost wish they were just junior stews together. But it can't be that way. Bree's awful. So, it wasn't possible, but it would have been nice to see someone kind of at her level. I mean, she still would have proven to us that she was better, or, what's the word I'm looking for? Tried to convince us that she was better, even though they would have been equals. But I would have loved to see her ass in the laundry room sometimes, to just get her away. But who knows after this? I don't know that anybody is going to want to work with her after this season.
Well, and I don't know. Maybe
Aisha's not giving her a reference.
No, and she might, just to get her the fuck off the boat.
No, she would never. I don't think Ellie would ever come back to the show.
Probably not.
No, there's no way.
Well, it does play to her ego, though.
Yeah,
it is a way of her being
show would have her back.
They might. She might be that.
Oh, somebody did comment. Somebody left a comment.
I saw that. So you'll be disappointed if you see it was who they think's coming up.
I'm gonna Google it. Oh, probably won't get it because it's probably just on some. I think it was on some podcast.
Fake news.
What crew members are coming? It won't pop up back to.
Yeah, because it'll be Below Deck season
Med. Well,
10.
they haven't even recorded the next season of Below Deck Med.
Yeah, but they've probably already cast it.
Current deckhand. Okay, so this is from September 4th. Current deckhand Nathan is likely joining Below Deck Med season 10, as he's been spotted aboard the deck. I wouldn't hate that.
No, I liked Nathan.
Okay, so maybe they are filming season 10 right now. Maybe they go a year out.
Maybe.
Damn. Another familiar face is likely returning to Below Deck Med with Nathan on the exterior team and Max. Who is Max? Oh God, we should know that. Max Salvador, who hasn't been on the show since Below Deck Med season 8. He's been spotted aboard Bravado Veleta. That's the new boat.
Max Hagley?
Max Salvador.
Son of a...
If I saw, I should know this.
I'm trying to pull him up.
Anywho, we'll keep going. But I wouldn't hate if Nathan came back. I think Nathan could be a bosun if he wanted to be.
I do not remember him at all.
Oh, he's a French guy.
Okay.
He was fine. He wasn't the greatest.
Yeah,
he was the one with the foam party. You didn't really watch it, did you?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he was somewhat entertaining, and he wasn't terrible at his job. There were times he wasn't great, but...
Oh, that was the chef I missed. Jack.
Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going back to Ellie, she was basically I thought this new stew was just going to do all the shit jobs.
Yeah. No, she's good at a lot of things. And so she's kind of how do I say, the Jill of all trades.
Yeah. Yeah. But Ellie thought she was literally just going to be cleaning toilets. And,
yeah.
Oh, God.
And she can't deal. The other thing that I think irritates Ellie is that Carrie is in front of the guest a lot because she's very good at, she does the mixology.
Yeah.
So she's constantly doing the drinks and, what do you need?
Oh, it bothers her so much that Aisha likes her. Mm-hmm. Bothers her so much.
Well, it seems like she gets along with literally everybody on the boat but Ellie, but it's only because Ellie wants it that way.
Mm-hmm. I said, yes, oh my God, the beads are going to fix everything, Bree.
Yep. I don't know if it's a placebo thing. This is not that complicated.
I would get more confused.
Yeah.
I'd be I have to remember the color for the person.
I have to look at the color of the bead. Then I have to check my reference sheet. Then I got to put it in a pile. And then I got to be oh, fuck, that's an orange bead.
Yes.
It's just
I said I feel like it wastes so much time.
I know. But I think at this point, Captain Sandy's
I don't give a fuck.
Just whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. If you have to do a somersault for so-and-so's shirt and a cartwheel for so-and-so's, I don't give a shit. Figure it out.
I know. They're we literally have nothing to lose here.
I know. They're it could not get any worse. She loses her own shit.
I can't believe, actually, because their shirts are red and they have red and whites, I can't believe she hasn't made anything pink.
Oh, God. You're right.
So it could get worse.
Cold water only.
Yeah. Oh, they have had to tell her that. She has washed things in hot and she's like dried things on hot. And they're like, girl, no. Oh,
Things come out as medium.
So then they do this relay race.
Yes. And I know exactly what's cracking you up because your favorite pastime is watching people eat shit.
I rewound it.
I know you did.
I was crying, laughing. Not a lot makes me like laugh out loud in Below Deck.
Well, at first I'm like, well, maybe he fell on accident so that they did win, but he ate shit
He
hard.
ate shit, and it was just so funny the sound it made. Like, I don't know if it was in editing that they put that sound in or if it actually made that sound, but that's what got me. Like, I almost want to watch it right now again because it cracked me up.
Like, that shit belonged on a Wipeouts highlight reel.
I know, it was so good. That was the highlight of the episode for me. But Joe put the relay race together and I thought it was kind of adorable that he was like, I want to take this on. I want to like figure this out. Did it look like the funnest relay race ever? No, it didn't.
No, not really. But it did. You can tell like they're doing some things so like the guests go down the slide and they jump off the deck. Yes. And then the crew members had to take the far side slide and they got to take the side, which you have to remember. This is all about the guest experience.
Oh, yeah. They said if you want a nice tip, you got to let them win.
You would struggle with that. You would drown one of them just to get a 5-second lead.
I'd be like, fuck that tip. I can't lose.
Yeah.
Oh, my glasses. Look at my glasses. So back to Ellie. Because every note I have is like every other comment from her. It was something like Carrie's taking the spotlight from me. Mm-hmm. And I was like, girl, what spotlight?
No, what she says specifically was Ellie claims they're insensitive and being hurtful.
Who?
Well, it's everybody because...
everybody?
Well, specifically, this is when she starts to turn on Aisha primarily.
She has to turn on someone.
Yep. And I'm like, she's incapable of seeing what she's doing to everyone else, and she's the worst kind of coworker.
The worst. Just the worst.
Mm-hmm. She's not a team player at all.
No. The spotlight? I would love to be like, girl, spotlight? Like, what? Explain that to me. It says, because this is a team. We aren't playing tennis. We're playing basketball. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Like...
Well, I think Aisha's going about this the wrong way, too. She's like, it would be a simple conversation with me, and
I know.
Ellie would be like, you're on national television, and everybody is seeing who you are.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't know the...
Well, that's the thing that would probably make the most impact on Ellie.
The thing is like, no offense, and I don't want to say that this is what's happening, but I said this last season. Some of these cast members, just like on The Bachelor, just like on The Bachelorette, they want to take that villain route because that does sometimes work out for people. Like the one I always think of is Thomas from, he was on The Bachelorette, and it was a season we watched, and I don't remember who The Bachelorette was. I should. But you remember, and now he's with Becca.
Yeah.
Everything fucking worked out for him.
That was the one where they like just like halfway through they're like, was he the one that they're like, bye?
He was kind of a villain.
Yeah.
Like they turned on him. But sometimes that works out for people. Like Demi from The Bachelorette or The Bachelor, kind of a villain, worked out for. So what I'm saying is sometimes people want to take that route because they're remembered.
Yeah.
I'm even going to say it. Barbie from last season. I know you didn't watch that. She kind of dove into that villain role right at the end because, hey, it's memorable.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm not saying that's what Ellie's doing, but to me, my God, that's the only route you're going to be taking because you can't imagine people are liking you.
Right.
So maybe she's just committed to being, hey, at least I'm going to be not liked and that'll get me more clicks on my Instagram.
Or worse, it's just her character.
It could be, but I always kind of consider that too because I've seen it so much on reality TV where you remember the one that causes the issues.
True.
Okay, so they're having lunch. What I have for lunch, again, they didn't give us much, is tempura broccoli and lobster salad, which I was like, I love that.
I'd be down.
This is like a charter food-wise for me.
Yeah, it really is.
Because, like, they had filet mignon, like, didn't they have filet mignon? Oh, yeah. The next one, dinner, is burrata with grilled peaches and tomatoes. Me.
Yep.
Asparagus filet mignon with truffle. I was like,
Yeah, the truffle would be...
is the one thing I would
Yeah, you'd be like, I don't want the truffle.
But I would eat it. Like, I would eat, as long as it wasn't, like, big chunks of mushroom,
Yeah.
I would eat that.
Well, and they didn't really say if it was the actual, like, or if it was just truffle oil.
Yeah. Oh, now I'm hungry. I am actually hungry.
I had a burrito before we got on.
I know. I had protein and some Ritz chips, but wasn't enough, I guess. I'm going to look up tempura broccoli.
Yeah. I don't know what that is.
So it's just kind of like broccoli dipped in a flour water mixture, and I'm guessing fried. Because you think of tempura, like shrimp tempura is like fried shrimp in like sushi.
Well, I eat fried cauliflower, so I'd try fried broccoli.
Fried broccoli? So let's see, what do we got next? Oh, Aisha finally kind of calls out Ellie's ego, but was it in an interview? It wasn't to Ellie, right?
Right. It was in an interview, and she's like, specifically, she's like, Aisha has Ellie pinned talking about her ego making things less efficient. I can tell that I was sleep deprived when I typed this because I have Aisha has Ellie pinned about her ego making things less efficient due to her ego.
Yeah. That's actually crazy because I was just going to make fun of myself because I put asparagus filet mignon grilled with truffle and asparagus. That's crazy.
I'd been up for 20 some hours. What was your excuse?
Yeah, when did I do this? I did this like in the middle of the day on Tuesday, so I don't have an excuse. Oh, I think my excuse was I was going so fast and I was just writing what I saw because sometimes they don't even tell you what it is.
Yeah.
So I think I had written like asparagus filet mignon and then I went to go fix it and I didn't fix it all the way. I've never seen less chemistry than between Joe and Ellie.
Yeah.
Like, Ellie has convinced herself. She's like, Joe keeps pulling me back in. I'm like, girl, with what?
Yeah.
He doesn't even like you.
I think that he's physically attracted to her, but it does not go a step further than that.
No, and he's even said as much.
Yeah.
He's like, she's hot, but like, no.
Yeah, you might as well be talking to one of the tie-off anchors on the dock, if I'm being honest.
One of the rocks. So, my next, and then it was dinner. I already said burrata with grilled peaches and tomatoes. Oh, fuck me up. I said, I don't get the fake niceness from Joe that Gail thinks she's getting. It kind of goes back to that where she's like, he's like being fake nice to me. And I'm like, I think he's just being
himself.
Yeah.
I don't get that he's being disingenuous.
No, and I think she's looking into it too much. I'm sorry, this is going to maybe sound mean, but I don't think he's giving you a second thought, girl.
Yeah.
I don't think he thinks about you as much as you think he does.
Do you think this is a classic case of overthinking?
Yeah. I think it's, and I don't know Gail, and we haven't seen enough, but from what I've seen, she kind of takes the victim mentality sometimes.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of encased in a little bit of insecurity too. Like especially at the end of the episode.
Oh God, yeah.
It's like, okay.
Alcohol.
Yeah.
Also played into that.
It always. Yep.
Yeah. So I'll give him that, but yeah, I'm just like, I think this isn't as big of a deal as you're making it out to be. The guests leave. They were very happy. They tipped $20,000.
Well, you can't. The deck crew nails the docking in the dark.
Oh, whatever.
You're like, wow, they did their job.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, they didn't run the however $100 million yacht into anything, so that's a plus.
Yeah, that's a plus. That's their job.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we only have one more charter after this.
The reason I brought that up is they struggled last charter.
They struggle like every other docking, is it
and that
really
may
a
be-
struggle? Not really.
Well, yeah, we only know how much of a struggle Bravo makes it out to be.
Right.
But they did, because Ian kind of got talked to about having people in the wrong spot, and he made modifications and it worked out.
Yeah, and Ian's being very good. He didn't have this later on, but when they go out, Jono and Ian go to dinner, but then they don't go out because they've both been kind of on thin ice.
Yeah.
Chef more than Ian.
Yeah,
but,
well, and they're like was it Bree? Somebody's trying to get Jono to come out, and he's like, no. He's like, I have so much work to do.
Yeah.
I cannot even make the smallest mistake.
No.
And kudos for Jono. Like, he
Yeah.
understands, like, my back's against the wall.
Yep.
I have to focus. I'm not going to go out and get shit-faced and be part of whatever you guys are going to do. I'm going to go back and I'm going to work on me.
Because think about if you were him. You have one more charter, so you're not going to get fired.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you were going to get fired, you would have been fired by now. You have the opportunity to really, like, end on a really positive note so that so that Captain Sandy maybe gives you... I don't know if he's already burned that bridge with giving a reference.
I don't think that he has. Not with Captain Sandy. Okay. Because I think Captain Sandy knows, like, number one, it's okay to make mistakes as long as you learn from them. Mm-hmm. And I think that Jono was kind of like, oh shit, like, that could have been my job. And it's a miracle that I'm still here. And I will not do that again. And that's, from a captain or a supervisor standpoint, that's what you want.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Like, Captain Sandy would look at that and be like, hey, I was ready to fire you, but, like, right after that happened, you didn't make a single mistake, and, like, that shows character and work ethic. And so, yes, I would be in the same position. I've always said that with the chefs, even if they're doing fine, they get like 4 hours of sleep. Mm-hmm. And I would be, on my days off, I would be wanting to get at least 8. Yeah. Like, on those like, once every 4 or 5 days, if I'm able to get 8 hours of sleep, I'm getting 8 hours of sleep. So Sandy's girlfriend Leah is coming, and she's gonna propose. Oh my god!
And she's nervous as hell.
Yeah, because she said she wasn't. Were you here when she said she never thought she'd get married?
I was not.
Yeah. So Captain Sandy kind of talked about, like, how she's even told Leah, like, that she's not really interested in ever getting married, and, like, Leah's like, okay. But then she just decided that she wanted to be married to her. Hey. It's going to be so adorable.
It is going to be adorable.
So yeah, we're, like, at the night out. I mean, I guess we'll get into...
Okay, question.
Yeah.
They showed a very brief clip of Joe kissing someone, and I rewound it like 3 times, could not figure out who it was.
Was it someone in the crew?
I don't think so.
Was it Joe for sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I did not catch that at all. Yeah. So if anybody else caught that, tell us what you saw.
I was like, who the fuck is that?
You think that would be very weird if they didn't show that?
No, they
did.
But
maybe they all just
I don't know if it was a rando. I don't know.
God.
Because they were wearing, like, it
wasn't Carrie?
No.
Okay.
Because Carrie was wearing, like, this white, like, I don't know what you want to call it.
Shirt?
A white shirt, but she had, like, the arm ruffle thingies.
Okay.
And I'm like, was that Carrie? So I rewound it. Girl, no arm ruffles.
Interesting. But she was blonde?
I couldn't tell because it was kind of like low light, and I think it might have been like an IR camera.
So maybe it wasn't Joe then.
I'm pretty sure it was Joe. It could have not been Joe, but I'm pretty sure it was Joe.
I'm going to go with it's probably just 2 randos.
Maybe.
I don't know. I did not see that at all. Aisha tells Carrie that Ellie shouldn't be bossing her around because, like, Carrie said that.
Well, and Carrie's been more vocal about it. There were at least 2 occasions where she's like, hey, like, she told her about the thing, swapping with the drinks and the dishes. And then,
bossing her around when they were, like, making beds.
Yeah. And she flat out tells Aisha, like, what she told me to do slowed me down.
Yeah.
And made me less efficient.
Hell yeah, girl. Tell on her. And then the next thing I had is, like, I feel like the bar is on the floor with Gail. Like, because she's talking about, like, her ex and how Nathan's been so great because he, like, hugs her sometimes. I was like, girl, is the bar really on the floor?
Well,
like,
here's the thing, though. Like, what have we seen from Nathan where he has not treated her well?
No, I get that. I'm not saying he's not treated her well. I think he's treated her well, but she's making it sound like a guy's never treated me like this. He's, like, so great. And I'm like, what have we seen that's made it, like, amazing? Mm-hmm. You know? I don't know.
Well, they've had some fun times. And I don't know. I think what it really is the charter is winding down, and I think that she's scared. I think Gail is scared because she knows that they live very far from each other, and now there is not a guarantee.
Right. I think we're also lacking context from her ex because all we ever saw of her ex, and I don't know if they tried to make it seem like he wasn't a good guy, but we literally only ever saw him on the phone with her randomly or texting her being like, hey, wanted to hear from you. Like, I don't know if they think we don't like her ex, but we didn't see enough to not like him.
Yeah, and I only saw the brief
Right. You didn't
part
see.
at the end of this episode where he's like, hey, like, just checking on you.
Yes,
and
that's
she's like, I don't have
basically
time to talk to you right now.
Yes.
Like, you're laying in bed. You fucking do.
I know. So that's what Lane and I have always said. Like, I don't know if Below Deck thinks that they've convinced us he's not a good guy, or if Gail, I don't know what's been lost in translation here, because we don't know the relationship. They gave us very very little of her and her ex, but when they broke up, she made it seem like, oh my god, he's asking me for so much. He's wanting me to talk to him all the time, and I'm like, back when that was happening, Lane and I were like, girl, it seems like he wants to talk to you like once a day, which is like pretty fair, I think.
Well, and do you ever really know what's going on in somebody's relationship
No.
either? Like,
And
they could be your best friend and you don't really know.
Right, exactly. So, what else? Joe talking shit about Ellie and Bree and how Carrie's the best. I mean, that's typical like F-boy behavior. I just keep I keep coming back to Ellie. He said Ellie is so full of herself, like an unreal amount. Because she basically was like, Joe cannot be basing this on looks because I'm definitely the hottest one here.
Which is subjective too. And not only that, it's like,
she cannot fathom that any guy would ever pick another girl over her.
yeah, or that they would just flat out say no to her, period.
Yes.
She's like, who would skip out on a night with me? I'm like, I fucking would, because I'm not going to put up with your bullshit.
That would be so miserable.
Yeah, I would be like, nope. Nope.
I'd rather talk to a board.
That's what, no thank you. I would rather be with a much less attractive woman that was fun than an attractive one that's a B word.
And that's exactly like sometimes with these girls, like these Instagram models and stuff, like, I mean, you gotta have a personality. Some guys only want that, but guess what? Those guys suck.
Yeah, because I would just tell, like, I don't have time for your bullshit.
Oh, geez. And then we get to the end where Joe books a flight to Dublin and Gail's like, what the fuck? And she starts crying.
Well, that was almost my question of the day. It was, what do you foresee being the outcome of this? And here's my thoughts. I think that just like everything else, it's getting overplayed.
Yeah.
I think that Nathan's going to be like, oh, shit. Like, if him and Joe are bros, like, hey, dude, like, I kind of double booked. And because they were both drunk and they're like, oh, like, you should come. Like, oh, yeah. And they made it on a whim. And it's like, hey, man.
Yeah.
I had plans and I shouldn't do that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. So that's basically it. We have the coming up on which Sandy's going to propose, and Aisha tells Ellie that she's overstepping. So I'm excited. We have 2 episodes left. So we have 1 episode and then we have the season finale. As far as I know, we still don't have any word on what's coming next. My opinion, I guess, because like we only have 2 weeks left. I'm guessing we're going to take some sort of a break. I mean, I don't think if they haven't
haven't announced anything that we've seen anyway.
And
if you guys have seen something, let us know.
Yeah, I think maybe somebody commented. I appreciate the comments, guys. Love them. I read them all. Sometimes I don't have time to respond to all of them. And then sometimes when you guys give recommendations to be like, check this out or check this out, I'm not going to do that. I'm just the most lazy person. I'm actually not chronically on like YouTube, like and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Some people are like, my husband only watches YouTube. Like, I'm not that.
It's like my own personal television.
Yes.
I can watch whatever I want.
There is yes, there's people that love YouTube, and I'm barely on YouTube, I'm gonna be honest. So I don't watch those things. So just give me the tea. Just tell me what you find, and I will take your word for it. So if you guys have heard anything, let us know. Otherwise, I don't have any. If it's my guess, it's gonna be Down Under. And I don't think that they'll premiere it right away because that would give it 3 weeks. And I think they'd need more time to promo it, but I could be wrong. Maybe they will come out and say it's going to happen in the beginning of October. I don't know. So
Hard to say.
Yeah. It's just weird also because this is the time, the fall is when things premiere. Like summer, there's like reruns of everything.
Yeah.
And now we're getting everything back, like Abbott Elementary, SVU, Wheel of Fortune's back. Like everything's coming back. Ryan Seacrest is on it now.
That's right.
You
Bye,
missed- oh,
Pat.
You want to? Oh, we can watch it in half an hour.
Sweet.
Yeah, you can see Ryan. I like him.
Yeah, he's
guys
been
like
on MTV since we were kids.
No, that's Carson Daly.
Same thing.
Ryan Seacrest has been on American Idol since we were kids. He's got his, I don't know how Ryan Seacrest does it all. He's got like his own radio show. You hear Luna crying. And we don't have to keep talking about Ryan Seacrest. The secret word of the day is silent disco.
Oh, that's a good one.
I know. Wasn't it a good one? So
Yeah. I had a few things.
Okay.
So for Charter 9, Aisha's had these guests before.
Okay.
And she's like, these guests are awesome.
Oh,
Like,
I don't remember that.
yep. So Aisha has had these guests before on, I think, on a different boat.
Okay.
So Aisha kind of knows what they're in for. And she's like, they're so much fun. Like, this is going to be a good time. Also, she's bringing in, I have here, she's bringing in drag queens. You would love that.
You're right. Oh my God, I'm obsessed with drag queens right now. Like I've been like binge watching RuPaul's, and then I did drag bingo with my one of my favorite podcasts, and I was like loving it. So yeah, I'm obsessed with drag queens right now.
Oh, and then one last thing. This whole flight, it was 16
Oh.
quid. Cancel that shit. It was you literally bought a plane ticket for $16
I've done
or 16
that before.
pounds or
Yeah.
whatever.
Quid. Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever quid is. I don't know.
That quid is, I think, pounds.
Okay.
Cancel it.
Cancel it, I know. Okay, guys, we will let you go. We'll just keep talking about random stuff. So, like I said at the beginning, we love you guys. Keep liking, commenting, subscribing, all of that. And Lane will be back next week. If anything, just to say hi. He might be back for the whole episode, but you will get to see his face next week, and we are so excited. So, and Brad will maybe be
Just
here
slowly
too.
fade away.
No, we will figure it out. I think at least you'll see all of us three, if not for the whole episode, at some point. So
Maybe we do the three of us for the final episode.
well, I feel like at this rate, actually, you guys tell us what you want to see, because we have 2 episodes left, right? So we had Lane kind of for the first half, you for the second. Do you guys you want to see us finish out? I think people would like to see you finish out the season. It would suck to have you we have 2 episodes left.
Yeah.
I think we'll have Brad here no matter what. I think Lane would be on board with that. I think Brad's ingrained enough. We got to see it through.
The one convenient thing for me is I get to go back to daylight.
Yeah.
So that'll make my life much easier.
Yes. So, all right, guys, we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.